Hello everybody, Gary Crosby here, Action Coach, Business Coach. Today we're talking about marketing and specifically about defining your target audience. I'm going to give you 5 tips that are going to help you really close in on who it is you want to buy from you. Alright, so when it comes to defining your target audience, we want to take a look at these 5 categories. We're going to start with who first of all. Now for most people that'll be the person who is buying your product or service, but in some businesses it could be the economic buyer, someone who's going to give permission for the purchase to be made. So it's important to identify those people. And a good way to start thinking about this of course is demographics. So what kind of age are these people, their gender, their occupation, their income, and it might also be things like their geographic location, if you've got a catchment area for your business. So defining who is important first of all. Now, the second category is what. And I want to introduce you here to the idea of psychographics. It's like demographics, but it's all about what's going on in your target audience's head. So what is it that they're worried about? What pains and frustrations have they got? What is it they want from your product or service? What would look good to them as a result of your product or service? You've got to be really clear about what it is that your target audience is worried about. Now the third category is why. And the question here is, why would your target audience buy from you? It's really hard to have a completely unique selling point, but you should make an effort to differentiate yourself from all the other providers of your product or service. And you might differentiate yourself on price, you might differentiate yourself on service, or you might differentiate yourself on the quality of your product. It's really important though for you to have something that will make you stand out from the crowd. Now category number 4 is where. And this is all about you defining where your target audience is hanging out in the greatest numbers, both online and offline. So do they prefer a business to consumer channel like Instagram or Facebook, or do they prefer business to business channels like LinkedIn? And when it comes to offline, where will you find them? Maybe at a networking event, a trade show or an exhibition, or maybe you'd have to go to the golf club or the tennis club to find your ideal target audience. This is the part where you define where you're going to find the people to buy your product and service. Now the final category here is how. And the question here is, how does your target audience like to be communicated with? So it might be down to the kind of things that they watch. Perhaps on YouTube, which channels do they frequent? It might be what do they like to listen to, maybe podcasts or audiobooks. And what do they like to read? Will we find them reading the local newspaper or the magazine that drops through their door? Because as soon as we know how they like to be communicated with, we can make sure we focus our market in that particular method. When we match all 5 categories up, we'll define a great target audience that you can go after with your marketing and advertising. So if you'd like to talk about how to define the target audience for your business, then do get in touch. And for more business tips, take a look around the rest of the channel.